Hello! Welcome to my channel. My name is Krista Llewellyn and I am a makeup artist and a makeup educator. And today we are going to start our spooky content. So to start out this spooky season, I figured that I could start with a 5-minute ghoul makeup. Now this is going to be your bread and butter if you are a haunt makeup artist. Haunts are really good to be involved with, especially if you are a newer artist, because it really helps to sharpen your skills. I worked at Six Flags for about 5 years and then also did a haunt at Warner Brothers Studios. Had like a little haunt to go with their studio tour and I did that for 2 years. I love working haunts. They're great. There are super late nights. You really bond with the crew that's with you and with your actors, and you do a lot of makeups in a short amount of time. So you really get to learn how to sharpen your skills, especially with like airbrushing, prosthetics, whatever it is that you're doing at the haunt. You're going to really hone in those skills and they're going to benefit you down the line. So one of the big things that I started out with at Six Flags was actually just doing airbrushing stuff. A lot of their mazes don't have any prosthetics, it's just basic airbrush. So what we did was like a 5-minute ghoul look. And that's basically just with 2 colors, getting your highlight done, your contour done, sending them out. There's a bunch of mazes that was all we did. We didn't do any other details aside from that. Now you can add other things on top of it depending on the theme of your maze. But this is just going to be your super basic 5-minute look. And for today, I'm actually going to be doing it 2 ways. I've learned this makeup as a airbrush makeup and it's much faster as an airbrush makeup, but I also know that a lot of people don't have an airbrush, so I wanted to do something that was also hand painting as well. So on one side of the face, I'm going to be doing an airbrush makeup. The other side is going to be with cream makeup and just showing you the basics of a 5-minute ghoul, 2 colors, both with cream and airbrush. Today I have a special treat because I am going to be starting to use models in my videos, which I am super excited about. I was fortunate enough to have one of my old and dear friends, Chelsea, come in to sit for me to be my model, my ghoul for today. I've known Chelsea since kindergarten, so we go way back. You can follow her on Instagram. I'll put both of her handles here if you would like to follow her. Because we are still in COVID times, I didn't have her come in for this intro thing because I wanted at least one of us to be wearing a mask at all times, even though we're both vaccinated, blah 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 blah. I wanted to still be as safe as possible while doing these makeups and while inviting other people into my space. So that's why she's not here for this intro, but this is gonna be sort of like the format for when I have models. And without further ado, here is the 5-minute ghoul makeup 2 ways with airbrush makeup and cream makeup. To start, I'm going to prep the skin with a little bit of witch hazel. This helps to take off any oil or dirt that's on the skin, especially if you are doing a haunt makeup. You want it to last all day, and prepping the skin is a big important thing. Next, I'm going to add a little bit of Skin Saver. This will work as a primer for the skin. It also helps to keep the skin hydrated as airbrush is pretty drying on the skin. You can also use this under prosthetic application. Now I'm going to go in with my Iwata Eclipse and some European Body Art Endura in Pale Dead. And I'm going to hit all of the highlights or anything that I want to bring forward. So the forehead, brow bone, cheekbones, along the jawline. And then I also kind of just dust a little bit all over the face to pale it out, along with the lips. And you just want to mainly focus on those highlighted areas. Next, I'm going to go through and do some of the shadowing areas with a darker skin tone. I'm using the EBA Warm 12. And this is just a darker skin tone in comparison to Chelsea's face. And you want to go in, especially in the eye sockets, around the cheekbones to hollow those out, and almost making kind of an L shape that goes along the mouth, going along the jawline and then down to the mouth, helps to really hollow out the cheeks. Then going into the smile lines, into the forehead, and underneath the jawbone itself. And then you do a little bit on the lips just to make them look more dead. And that's it for the airbrush look. It's really that simple. Just 2 colors, highlight and contour, and it should only take you about 5 minutes, especially with the airbrush. You can really see how it changes her face. Next, I'm going to show you how to do this with cream. So I'm going to use a fluffy brush and a lighter skin tone than Chelsea's skin. I'm going to mix in a little bit of white just to give it an extra ghoulish look to match the fetid flesh EBA color. And I'm going to add that again to the top sections, anything that we want to highlight, and sort of blend stuff through the rest of the face as well. First, I'm going to take a small detail brush and a dual fiber brush to blend it out. Then I'm going to use 2 of the darker colors in my Graftopian palette that sort of match the color I used in the EBA colors, and again just hitting all of those lower spots like the eyes, in the smile lines, and then eventually throughout the cheekbone as well. You want to place the color in and then blend it out. With the airbrush you get a lot more of that blended look automatically. So when you're doing creams, you just have to place the color down and then really blend it out to give that airbrushed look. Now I'm going to go through the cheeks with just a slightly bigger brush, placing it right in the hollow of her cheek and going along her mouth in that L shape to really give that gaunt look. Again, up into the temples as well. Anywhere that would be sunken in, if you were, say, a ghoul or a ghost or a zombie. Adding a little bit of that color onto the lip. In the corners as well, I find that that gives a little more of a creepy look. Make sure to blend everything out. And the final detail, I'm going to add a little bit of color into the 11s in the forehead. And I find that especially doing these little lines here helps to create sort of a meaner looking ghoul. So it helps to give that sort of angry furrowed brow look. Just doing some extra blending. And then that's it. That's the full look. So very similar from using the airbrush. Just takes a little bit longer, but you still get the same effect. Then you just mess up the hair, and they are ready to scare the pants off of people. So there we go. The 5-minute ghoul makeup that's going to be your staple for absolutely any haunt that you're going to be working at this Halloween season. I hope that you found this video super informative. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. Also, if there's a particular makeup that you would like to learn, go ahead and also leave those in the comments and I'll add them to future videos. You can follow me on Instagram here. It's where I post all of my final looks as well as behind the scenes things. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Yeah, we're done. We're done. Why does this look like a Marilyn Manson video from the 90s?